Welcome, everyone, to Totally Whiskey and Wine. I'm Jason, your host, and with me, as always, is James, our intermediate, and Zach, our industry professional. Tonight, we are rating the Blind Squirrel Peanut Butter Holiday Nog. Because, well, Christmas! Yay! So, without further ado, what did we give it as a score? Drum roll, please! $64. So it got a 64 overall from all of us. So interesting. Well, how did we rate this? Well, we rate on 4 categories: nose, mouthfeel, flavor, and finally the finish. Each category we individually will blind test, and we individually give each thing from 0 to 25 points. Then we add our 4 categories together to get a total up to 100, and then we average out between 3 of us to see what the final score is. So, we like to talk about how we got there. But before we do, Zach, why don't you tell us a little bit about this Blind Squirrel Peanut Butter Holiday Nog?
Yeah, so holiday eggnog, pretty simple. It does contain dairy product, eggs specifically, and then cream. It's made by Phillips Distillery Company, produced and bottled by the Universal Brands out of Princeton, Minnesota, I believe. Yes, Minnesota. I never remember what the 2-letter abbreviations are for each state. I know alcohol, not geography. That's a joke. But yeah, no, it's a pretty simple thing. It's every other eggnog you've ever had. Just happens to also have peanut butter flavored whiskey. The Phillips Distillery brand does a lot of that. That's what they specialize in. They make like LaRouche schnapps, the Revel Strokes whiskey, UV vodka. They do a lot of shit, specifically grain spirit, and then flavoring it. So that's a little bit of a background info for the spirit.
Excellent. So now let's break down each of those categories and what we individually scored things as and why we did that. I'll go ahead and start out with the nose. So for the nose, I got, again, set this stuff I don't pick up nearly as much as you guys do, but I did pick up what smelled to me like some vanilla, some cinnamon, and it was very sweet and pleasant overall. I really enjoyed the nose on it. It wasn't the best, that I've ever smelled when I'm doing noses, but I liked it, so I give it 20. What about you, James?
So I came on this, and it immediately gets me with butterscotch. I think it's stronger than the peanut butter note that's on there. There's peanut butter in it, but I think I get butterscotch on the nose a little bigger. And definitely, it's just all of it falls in like sweet notes. They're all this sweet, sugary butterscotch peanut butter. That's where I was at with it. So pleasurable.
What about you, Zach?
So I went ahead and gave it a 19 on the nose with notes of peanut butter, cinnamon, nutmeg, milk, heavy cream, and vanilla. It smells fine.
It's all right. Also, I didn't catch what did you score it at?
17.
17. Okay. That next brings us to mouthfeel.
Ooh.
So for mouthfeel, let's start with you, Zach.
So for mouthfeel, I gave it a 22 on the score. I think this is where it excels in phenomenally. The only point I can take away from it is I wish it was thicker. Despite being an eggnog and a cream-based beverage, it's just not thick enough for me, but it's very, very, very smooth drinking.
All right. What about you, James?
So I just had one word: creamy. He's creamy. I don't think it's thick like Zach says. It's not thick, creamy. It's easy to drink. It doesn't stick all over your mouth everywhere like heavy whipped cream or anything like that. Heavy whipped cream, but creamy. And I gave it a 14. That's just not something that appeals to me.
Okay.
But in the holiday spirit, I could see where it could be good.
All right. So I like that. Me personally, I actually thought the mouthfeel is where it fell down for me. This is the lowest I scored it. It felt like it coated the tongue pretty well, but to me, it just kind of felt watery. Like you said, not thick.
Mm-hmm.
It felt a little too watery for me in that respect, too thin. And it didn't, it just didn't do it for me. So I give it a 12. Next on the list, though, is flavor. So for flavor, this is where, to me, I thought it was the champ. So I give it a 22 because I love peanut butter, and that peanut butter, obviously, I mean, it's
What kind of peanut butter do you think it tastes like? If you're gonna put a name, is it Jiffy? Is it Jiffy?
No.
Whose peanut butter is the peanut butter?
Reese's peanut butter.
Reese's peanut butter.
Yeah, it's like
Reese's peanut butter.
a very sweet peanut butter.
There's a whole fans for each kind of peanut butter out there. People swear by one or the other.
Yeah,
so.
but it is a very sweet peanut butter. But there was also some spice that I got in there. A little bit of spice on it. I liked it. I liked it a lot. I give it a 22.
All right, let me jump in there. Artificial. I said it's just artificial tasting to me. Though I get coffee, I think the flavor, there's some coffee kind of flavor in there for me. I smelled the butterscotch, but I taste more kind of the coffee and peanut butter. But I think I'm probably in line with you. It's not Jiffy. It's probably more like a Reese's peanut butter, kind of Reese's sort of peanut butter sort of taste. That's probably in that kind of artificial Reese's. When you think of a Reese's, I don't think of natural peanuts.
Exactly.
Or like homemade peanut butter, or thick, like light peanut butter.
No.
It's a sweet peanut butter, like Reese's Pieces peanut butter.
Absolutely.
14.
All right. Zach.
So I hate peanut butter. I hate eggnog, but I'm not going to allow that to ruin the rating. I get the flavors in here. I gave it a 19. It's got peanut butter, egg white, sugar cookie, and cocoa. So funny y'all brought up Reese's peanut butter cups.
Mhm.
That makes sense.
Oh, yeah.
But it's just not my thing. I rate it for what it tastes like, and it delivered on what it says is going to taste like. A peanut butter eggnog? Sure.
That's what it did. All right. That brings us to the finish. So, Zach, if you want to start off on the finish.
Sure, I'll start our finish.
No, start the finish.
Yeah, I'm going to start the finish. I gave it a 14. This is the weakest category for me. The mouthfeel at first, it delivered with the creaminess. It wasn't as thick as I wanted, and that's even worse when it's finishing out. I want it to continue coating the palate. It waters down very heavily once you start salivating. It doesn't stick around longer than it should.
I gave it a 14. I put in there just my lower rating there. I think it's probably best used in some sort of a mixer. I don't know what that would be, but for me, if it was clinging with something like, I don't know, root beer, or if you tried to mix it in with maybe something else that had a little bit bigger of a hit on it, like a high proof whiskey or something like that, to bring the proof up a little bit, maybe that might help me out a little bit. But
Make a milkshake out of it.
You see, there you go.
there you go.
There you go.
Do a milkshake out of it.
Yeah, think like
I think that would have helped mine up a little bit. But just drinking it straight up like this, I'd pour myself a one and done. I wouldn't go back for a second or a third. Not for me.
All right. Well, I'm going to end this off with a 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, not my highest score for it, but not my lowest. I gave it a 16 because it didn't linger. It was there again, like you said, with the, that mouthfeel, the coating of it. It doesn't last that long, and I didn't really get the heat that I like off of whiskey, like a little higher proof, like you said, maybe mixing it a little bit with something to bump up the proof, give it a little bit more of a warmth, a heat in the back of your throat.
Throw Fireball in it.
Fireball, which I think they make Fireball too, didn't you say?
There's a Yule Nog.
And you know what? That would add to that spice that I kind of liked in it too.
Yeah, that might get a little bit. I think it's probably the most fun to be had with this is in some sort of a cool mixer.
Yeah.
Just drinking it straight up. I mean, it's fine if that's what you want to do. I don't taste hardly any liquor in it, if any. I don't think I really get any liquor in it.
I like it.
It doesn't taste alcoholic to me at all.
I'm a
It's
fan.
30% ABV. You should be tasting.
Yeah, I don't
No.
taste much anyway. It's just very easy in that regard.
All right. Well, anyway, that was the Blind Squirrel Peanut Butter Holiday Nog, which we gave a 64 and overall. And can't remember. Do you remember what this was priced at? I think it was somewhere around like.
I think it's like 16.
Yeah, 16 or 17.
You will never find an expensive eggnog. If you pay more than $20, it better come in a gold-plated bottle.
we're drinking it like it was in the refrigerator, so it's cold. So that's being fair. We're trying to be fair with it. I mean, we always try and do that on the show.
Well, you would serve this warm, would you?
No.
That's what I thought.
Would really mess it up. I mean, if you just take it right off the shelf and haven't chilled it, I think you'd be doing it a distant.
Or you're on a watch list.
Agreed. I will. I
If you try and drink it before you leave the store, then you're gone away home. You probably, I don't know if that's your thing, I guess.
I say, personally,
Don't drink it.
in my opinion, if you like peanut butter flavor and you like eggnog, it meets those criteria.
If you
I'm
like
happy
screwball, drink it.
Yeah.
I think I just
I'm
take
happy.
Reese's Pieces. I think Reese's doesn't good enough.
And I think that's it for this with its rating of 64. For all of you out there, whatever you're drinking, we hope you enjoy.
Happy holidays.
Cheers, everybody.
Merry Christmas.